we saw the Kaaba open up for her. The walls of the Kaaba opened up and she entered upon the Kaaba. Said when she entered upon the Kaaba, those walls then closed. I said, me and the others and the whole of Mecca suddenly saw this. All of us came. And when we came, we tried to open, nothing would open. We tried to even smash the door of the Kaaba, yes? They even got rocks to try and smash the door, it wouldn't open. They got keys to unlock the door of the Kaaba. There was a key to the Kaaba, which the custodians of the Kaaba had. They bought the key wouldn't help open. And we saw Fatima bint Asad, the wife of Abu Talib. We knew that she was pregnant, and it clearly was the last days of her pregnancy, yes? He says that we saw her walking towards the Kaaba. Bab al-Mustajar of the Kaaba. She went towards that section. He says we saw her walking towards there. Then all of a sudden, she raised her hands and recited a dua. Yes? They said we remember the dua word by word. Yes? She said, "Oh Allah, I believe in all your prophets. And I believe in all the scriptures that were sent down with those prophets. And I affirm the covenant that you made with Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam, the builder of this Kaaba." Yes? So, Ya Allah, I ask you in the name of Ibrahim and in the name of the covenant that you made with him and in the name of the one in my womb, make the pangs of pregnancy become easier for me. Listen to her words. These words need to be examined. Firstly, the recognition that dua can break any wall, even God's house's wall. Yes? Never imagine that dua cannot change things in your life. Those of you who listen to this lecture who may have children who aren't very religious, your du'as in 1 minute, Allah will answer and help them come towards the path. Those of you who are in marriages where there are extreme difficulties in your life, and both of you aren't getting on with each other and you don't know why, then the door of dua is the door that can break any door, can break any wall. Those of you who have children who are not well, recite your dua, for that dua can break any wall. Those of you who find that there is a plight for Muslims in the world and you want their affairs to be Muslims, then all of us, let us join in dua, for that dua can break any wall. At the end of the day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Ad'uni astajib lakum." Call upon me, I will answer you. Not just call upon me. Allah says in the Quran, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِي. Oh my servant, when my servant asks you about me, say to them that I am near. I answer the supplication of the supplicant when the supplicant supplicates towards me. Yes? Therefore you found, number one, dua in this moment. Fatima bint Asad knew, I'm in front of the Kaaba. I have never seen anything happen with this Kaaba in terms of it opening up. But I believe in Nabi Ibrahim, and I believe he built this Kaaba. So I will use him as a wasila. Notice. Fatima bint Asad could easily say, Ya Allah, help me. Correct or no? She doesn't need to say, in the name of Ibrahim, in the name of the birth of the one in my womb, in the name of the covenant of Ibrahim. But Allah in the Quran in Surah 5 verse 35 asks us, why don't you use a wasila when you talk to me? Yes? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu attaqullah wabtaghu ilayhi al-wasila. Many times in Jannat al-Baqi', when people go there, and you have these people who stand by the graves, when you have these people, they say to you, you can only read dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Say to them, but Allah in the Quran says, oh you who believe, be conscious of Allah and seek a wasila to reach Him. The wasila that I'm using is the same wasila which Fatima bint Asad is using. Fatima bint Asad could have said, Ya Allah, help me. Nabi Yusuf could have said, Ya Allah, my father Nabi Yaqub is blind, help him. No, I'll send my shirt as a wasila. Yes? Likewise, Fatima bint Asad said, Ya Allah, in the name of Ibrahim, the builder of this house, and in the name of the covenant, and in the name of the one in my womb. Highlighting what? That when you mention the names of some of Allah's chosen loved ones, that dua may be answered quicker. Yes? No one denies that praying directly to Allah will be answered, but a dua may be answered quicker if a person uses who Allah loves. Correct or no? If I'm going to use personalities who Allah loves, then maybe those personalities, when Allah sees their names, He says, because you love them, I will help you. Yes? So when she said that, Abbas bin Abdul Muttalib says, because he's her brother-in-law, of course, he knows her very well. he says that as soon as she said that, we saw the Kaaba open up for her. The walls of the Kaaba opened up and she entered upon the Kaaba. Said when she entered upon the Kaaba, those walls then closed. I said, me and the others and the whole of Mecca suddenly saw this. All of us came. And when we came, we tried to open, nothing would open. We tried to even smash the door of the Kaaba, yes? They even got rocks to try and smash the door, it wouldn't open. They got keys to unlock the door of the Kaaba. There was a key to the Kaaba, which the custodians of the Kaaba had. They bought the key wouldn't help open. For 3 days, he says, Mecca was in a frenzy. That how did this woman enter the Kaaba? She's pregnant. And now we're trying to open the Kaaba. There is absolutely no way of opening the Kaaba. So he says that for 3 days, Mecca was in a frenzy. Until on the 4th day, while Mecca was in a frenzy and everyone was waiting to see what happened, on the 4th day, that area where she entered opened up. And Fatima bint Asad emerged with a baby in her hand. And she said, "O people," listen to her words. She said, "O people, Allah has given me and made me greater than Asiya bint Muzahim and Maryam, daughter of Imran. Because Asiya bint Muzahim had to go to a secluded place to pray, whereas Allah opened me His house for me to pray. And Maryam bint Imran had to wait for the dates after shaking the tree, whereas Allah sent me the fruits of Jannah while I was giving birth to Ali ibn Abi Talib." Yes? Because Maryam bint Imran, she had to shake the tree, yes? So then the dates would fall for her. Said, I would receive what? I'd receive the fruits of Jannah in the Kaaba being brought to me. And then she said, while I was in the Kaaba, I heard a voice. Whose voice? Not Jibreel. Jibreel speaks to Maryam. Allah speaks to Fatima, yes? She heard a voice, and the voice said, "O Fatima, name that child Ali. For you take the name from my name. For I am Aliul A'la. Rip my name and give the child the name Ali." Yes? From the name of Allah Al-Ali, like and sometimes we say Sadaqallah Al-Aliyul Azim, correct? Allah's name is Ali. He ripped the name and he said, give that child the name Ali. Then he said to her what? Then he said to her, and this is a vital line, because when he names him Ali, that means number one, Ali ibn Abi Talib is named by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And how many of those who were put on the lists of history next to Ali had been named by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? One is named after a camel, the other is named after a dog. Yes? Muawiyah means a barking female dog. Yes? One is named after a dog, the other is named after a camel, the other is named after his mother who had a red flag outside her house for men to enter. That's what people were named after. Whereas this man was named after who? Was named by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah's name Ali, he gave. And then he said what to Fatima? Listen to what she says. She says, and know one thing. He said to me, give him the name Ali, for I am Aliul A'la, and he takes from my name. And I have put my etiquettes into his character. Yes? Etiquettes into his character. The way Ali acts is the way Allah wants any human to act. Dignity, honor, perseverance, forbearance, patience, trustworthy. Wallah, the more you study Ali ibn Abi Talib, the more perplexed you are with what he is. Correct or no? Normally with a human being, you can have a conclusion about who he is. Correct? Ali ibn Abi Talib, the more you study him, you're perplexed. How can a human being have so many characteristics? Rumi used to say, in bravery, Ali is the lion of his Lord. But in generosity, who knows who he is? Correct? In bravery, we know. Generosity, he can't even put Ali ibn Abi Talib into any characteristic. She said, Allah said, I have put my etiquettes into Ali ibn Abi Talib. And I have endowed him with my wisdom. Clear? The hikmah of Ali ibn Abi Talib is hikmah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever Imam Amir al-Mu'min says is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any line you get from Ali ibn Abi Talib, don't you always feel this is an unbelievable line, correct or no? As in if you study all the lines you've learned from Ali ibn Abi Talib, don't you sometimes wonder, is this Quran or is this a human being, correct or no? As in you look at the lines, I do not worship Allah, yes, I do not worship Allah, because he says there are 3 types of worshippers. He says, I don't worship Allah because of my fear of hell, for that is the worship of a slave. Nor do I worship Allah because I want heaven, for that is the worship of a businessman. I worship Allah because I found Allah worthy of worship. That is the worship of a free human being. Correct? The hikmah of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Every line that Ali ibn Abi Talib tells you. Another line of hikmah. Beware of the evil of the one you've been generous to. Correct or no? Which human being can tell you a line like this? Beware of the evil of the one you've been generous to. Ali ibn Abi Talib, hikmah. There are those, man is divided into 4. There are those who know and know that they know. And there are those who know but don't know that they know. And there are those who don't know and know that they don't know. And there are those who don't know and don't know that they don't know. Which man can talk like this? Pure hikmah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She said, Allah said to me, I have given Ali my etiquettes and I have endowed him with my wisdom. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to me, fortunate is the lover of Ali, and wretched is the one who hates him. Wallah, each one of us is fortunate that we were born on the path of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Never forget that. If you lose all the money in your life, let your business collapse. If you lose all the children in your life, if you lose everything you own, while you have Ali ibn Abi Talib, you're always rich. You know, sometimes when I hear people have fallen in depression because his business fell. Petty. You fall in depression because your business fell. Or you fell in depression why his marriage fell. You have Ali ibn Abi Talib, how do you fall into depression? When you have Ali ibn Abi Talib, you should be flying in the world. Because Allah allowed you to be born loving Ali. Those people who have to find Ali, how much respect I have for them. And those who have Ali and do not use him, I feel sorry for them. Fatima bint Asad said, Allah said to me, fortunate is the one who loves Ali ibn Abi Talib, and wretched is the one who hates him.